been my way of checking the mic lately, man. Just coming up with, just coming out with some bars, as they call it. I don't even know if I got bars, but I know I got flow. I know that much. You can't tell me I got flow. Man. I don't know if you listen to the lyrics, you might hear some that count as bars, something like that. But hey, what's up, world? Welcome to the Life Malcolm Show. So glad to be here, man. Again, yo, it's this life I'm living these days sometimes make it tough to get here, and I hate that I can't. Well, let me say that because I like what I do, and I'm glad about that part. So it's not that I can't say that I hate that I can't make it, because when I can't make it, I just can't make it. But I really wish that I could be with y'all when I'm not with y'all. Like, y'all be on my mind when I'm doing whatever duty calls me to do. But we here tonight though, and want to say welcome to the Life Malcolm Show. I am your host, Life Malcolm, and as is my custom, I got to give huge shout outs, appreciations, and acknowledgments, praise, and all that to the people who make this all possible. My main man, DJ CEO, and Mrs. DJ CEO, aka Tampa Bay Tammy. They make it possible for me to be up in your face. You know what I mean? And so I'm just happy that they consider the work that they've done for so long. Consider the work that they've done for so long important enough to keep it going. You know what I mean? To keep it going. And I'm gonna talk about I want to talk about y'all, but then I kind of don't, but I kind of do, but I might. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about y'all, man, because they keep it going even in the face of y'all not showing the kind of love and support that you should. I'm gonna tell you that you should. Yeah, all your advertisements should. If you advertise some of the advertisement money should come here. I'm gonna tell you that. When we have a call-in show like this one, you should call in. I'm gonna tell you that. I know you don't. People don't like to hear the truth because you live in a world full of lies. I ain't gonna even get into all the lies we tell right now. But we used to the lies. We get uncomfortable with the truth. But I'm gonna tell you, this DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO have been not just cultivating culture, but keeping culture alive. More than cultivating, but just keeping the funnies in the street, keeping your face in the newspaper, keeping the happenings on the map for you. Been doing that tirelessly, and I mean, it's a team effort. You don't be talking about we ain't got nothing going on, don't nothing happen. No. Can't do that. We got the Fresh Fridays. You got to show up to the Fresh Fridays. Everybody ought to be at the Fresh Fridays. Shouldn't be no room in the parking lot. Should be the whole patio or whatever they call it. Y'all got fancy name for it. The Bonza. I don't know what they call it. The Gavilant. Whatever they call the area, the open area. I'm not in but the whole open area. Y'all ought to be packed with people, huh? The courtyard, that's a good one. Yeah, the courtyard. Back in the day, when I thought of the courtyard, it had floors. But anyway, yeah, you ought to be at the courtyard, man, chilling for the Fresh Fridays, man. So anyway, I said I was gonna talk about y'all, then I wasn't, then I did. But just want to say, man, big shout outs to DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO for tirelessly working to keep culture alive in this community through the newspaper, through the podcast, and and through the Life Malcolm Show. Cause look, I'm gonna tell you, it ain't nothing like the Life Malcolm Show. I listen to radio. I listen to other programs, and I ain't got nothing against no other programs on no other stage, but I listen. Ain't nothing like the Life Malcolm Show. You ain't gonna never get this level of history, this level of political understanding, and this level of comedy, really, because I'm funny, man. I watch my show and crack myself up, and people call me and tell me, man, that was funny. I don't know why they don't call in and say, hey, that was funny, but they call me after the show and be like, yo, that was funny. I enjoyed the show. It was entertaining, educational. I learned this and that. And so, yeah, you ain't going to find nothing like that on no other station than the In Touch News Radio, which, by the way, you can tune into on the YouTube channel, the In Touch News YouTube channel, intouchnews.com, and the Facebook page, In Touch News Facebook page. So I'm not sure how you tuned in right now, but you can tune in to any of those. And the reason I mention all three is because some allow features that others might not. I guess YouTube, you might be able to pause or something. I don't know. But I know in Facebook, you can kind of type stuff in and it might provide for a more interactive experience. I don't know if you can get that on InTouchNews.com. But I'm saying all of those things are accessible to you. You can listen to us in all those on all those platforms, and you can call us at 813-444-9588. That's 813-444-9588. And I'm gonna start telling you what I used to tell people. I used to do this spoken word event called Black on Black Rhyme. And when I first began in that particular, producing that particular event, it was actually when I began hosting that event, one of the things that became clear to me about my audience, if they weren't clapping, they was hating. And so I'm finna tell y'all right now, each and every one of y'all right now who listening, if you ain't calling, you hating. Yeah, if you ain't calling, you hating, and hating don't look good on you. Ain't no reason why you shouldn't call up your boy and just be like, hey, glad to see you, glad you're healthy, glad you're alive. I think you're funny. You ain't as funny as you think you are. Go ahead, call in. Let's see. We can see who the funniest. I don't know, man, but I'm just saying, like, 813-444-9588 is the way you can interact with us right here on the Life Malcolm Show. But if you don't know, even without a caller, the show still gonna be chock full of information and entertainment. Sometimes a little more entertainment than information, and sometimes a little more information than entertainment. Sometimes there's a planned, like a whole scripted kind of thing. We have guests and whatnot. Like I'm saying this mainly for people who might be tuning in for the first time. Oh, we have a not hater. We have a non-hater. Caller, come in.
What up, Life? This is Joe.
Joe in the building. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, I'm just calling to say now, hey, I'm looking on YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
I love your energy. Hey, and I adopted that buying about 8 gallons of water every 4 days before they start running out again. So,
Okay.
I remember what you said.
Right on. Hey, where you get your water from?
Real quick.
Where you get your water from?
Publix.
Which one? Because I want to make sure I ain't following you. I'm going to go to the other one so I can get mine. When I get there, you ain't got them all.
But I go to 3 different ones. If one don't got it, I go down the street to the other one.
Oh, man. Hey, every time I go through the Publix, I get no less than 16 gallons every time I go through there. And everybody want to know what's going on. People start buying all kind of wild, they start buying, they thinking something happening. I'm like, but I cook with it, I eat with, I drink it. I don't use tap water for nothing other than shower and washing the car. You know what I mean? Like McDonald's water.
Yeah. Gotcha. But I just want to call in real quick. I just want to call in because I ain't hating. I'm supporting.
It's always good to hear your voice, brother. Appreciate you for being a consistent caller and showing love always.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I be at that Publix. The first thing I do is go in there and get about 16. I leave out with most times 16 gallons of water because you can fit 12 in the bottom of the big basket, and I put 4 on top, 16. And if depending on how we're doing at the house, I might put another 4 on top of that little pile of 12 and walk out with 20. So most I walk out with 20, the minimum 16. And man, the people in the store, they look like they think it's a crisis coming or something, But that's just what we do every week. Everybody in my house drinks a lot of water. There's 5 people in my house, and I drink a gallon. I try to drink a gallon a day. I get pretty close, and all the people who weigh about half as much as they drink about a half a gallon a day. And everything I cook that requires water to cook with bottled water. Don't do no tap water. So for me, it's a regular thing. And when that whole the pandemic thing came out, and you go to the store and they say you can't get nothing but 2 bottles of water, man, I felt some kind of way. I felt that was wrong. That was wrong. What they should have done was say, let me see your receipt from the last time you bought water, and you can get that much. Now, if you ain't get 20 last time, you can't get 20 this time. But if you get 20 every time you come, how they going to reduce you to 2? Just because now all of a sudden everybody want water, bottled water. Yeah, man, I thought that was terrible. Because yeah, now I had to buy filters and gallon filter. But I tell you one thing, though, I appreciate it, because if it's ever you can't get no water no more situation, we straight. We got all the filters and containers we need to make sure that we have all the water we need, and yes, the major thing is making sure we have enough water bottles. I must admit, we got kind of comfortable around the house, start tossing the water bottles into the recycle bin. But yeah, man, when they started talking about you can't have no water, man, I started saving all kind of containers and making my filters and pouring up my water and whatnot. But yeah, so listen, when we come back from the break, we're going to break in about a minute or so. But when we come back from the break, I just got some things I want to get off my chest, man. Look, this show is not a show where I have a plan to talk about different things, but it's just a lot of stuff on my mind. Some of the stuff you know about, some of the stuff you don't. It's just things been happening in my world, and I want to talk to you about it, man. This crazy woman I ran into in the street driving. So we're going to talk a little bit about driving. I definitely want to talk to y'all about that. Had a conversation with a good friend of mine about this whole Roe v. Wade thing, and the recent decision, the Roe v. Wade decision, and we talked about a little bit about it on the show before, and I just want to bring up some stuff that my man said about that, and I want to talk about high school, because I have a daughter in high school for the first time in a long time. And I'm going to talk about that when I get back. This high school, and not just high school, but school period, and why some students are different than others. And you should call in, man. Tell me how come, what you think about these drivers, what you think about Roe v. Wade, and what you think about your school or your student. Or your school and the student, or your student and the school your student attends. Like we can have that conversation. I think it's a worthwhile discussion. I'm not really struggling to, drive like statistics and informative stuff, but I promise you, everything I say is gonna have an element of education tied to it. I can't get away from that. But I'm just right now, man. I'm really just venting, because a lot of stuff has happened to me over the past couple weeks since we had the pleasure of having Miss Belinda Noah in the studio for the pre-election show. After the election and the whole week and up until today, it's just been a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I just want to get it off my chest and share it with you. We're going to do that on the other side of the break. I appreciate you tuning in. This is the Life Malcolm Show. We'll see you in just a couple of ticks.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837. 813-476-4837.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here-for-you.
Jazz at Miss Connie's House is brought to you by Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rose at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
Everywhere I go tomorrow, people treat me like a prince, cause baby I'm a star. Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show, right here on In Touch News Radio, where everybody is a star, and the biggest star is you, especially when you call in 813-444-9588, and you can tune in at intouchnews.com, the In Touch News YouTube channel, and the Facebook page, In Touch News Facebook page, and type in your stuff. If you're too shy to call in, I understand, because even my mama think I'm difficult to deal with sometimes. So if you don't want to talk to me, I get it. I ain't mad at you, and I ain't glad at you. But if you ain't calling, you hating, and hating don't look good on you. Even though I can't see you, you can see me, but I know it don't look good on you. Before we went to break, we talked a little bit about water and the importance of water and what have you. And my man, you know what? DJ, cut the music. I forgot. DJ, cut the music. I forgot to give a shout out to my main mystery man behind the scenes, making everything happen, But now, every now and then, my main man behind the scenes, I don't even know if it's really a mystery. By now, some of y'all done figured it out if it is, but keep it to yourself. My main man behind the boards had something to say about this water thing. Mystery man, come on in.
So, when you started to talk about the water,
yeah,
I happened to get something from a good friend of mine, and it's called the Moses West Foundation.
Okay.
And so this is brother now. This brother was in Texas. He's since moved to Chicago, but his foundation was founded to provide the world with water crisis relief, and it addresses disaster-impacted zones, water scarcity, water rescue. What this brother has done is he has found a way to create water by providing a clean and safe drinking water, which is sustainable. And he uses an atmospheric water generation technology, which means basically is that he's taken condensation out of the air and creating it into water. And when you see how this machine works, it's like if you've ever been in the military and you've seen one of these big generators, like Generac, maybe on the side of a building. Mm-hmm. This thing creates water from condensation. It is just so phenomenal.
Now I'm a scientist to a certain degree, and you give me pause when you say that, because in my understanding of condensation is water. What happens is when something is so hot, almost like when you get glasses. You don't wear glasses, but like when you walk out. When I walk out here, because it's so cool in here, when I walk outside and it's warmer, and if it's moisture in the air, those molecules will collect as liquid on the thing. And so condensation is water.
Correct.
So are you saying he's collecting the condensation? Because you can't really create water out of water. So that's what I'm trying to understand. What is he doing?
So he gives an example. It's about a 5-minute video. So you have to go to his website.
All right. Okay.
It's the
I ain't discounting
Moses West Foundation, .org. But what he does is he gives an example that the people in Ukraine, they ask, can you provide water for people in Ukraine? He says, sure. So they talk about how damp and moist the it's not the attic. What's below?
The basement.
The basement. How the basements are damp and moist. He said if I put a machine down there, it's going to dry that whole place out, and it'll get rid of any kind of
Moisture.
moisture.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same applies to when you're out in the air. He talks about if you put a glass and it's got ice in it, you see the condensation on the side of the glass.
Which is
It's liquid.
water. Right. Okay.
That's
right.
where he extracts water from. But if you put it in the air, there's plenty of water in the air.
Right on.
We just don't
So
use
he's
it.
extracting the water from the air.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
So I just wanted to tell you about that.
No, I'm with that because because creating condensation out of water. I mean, creating water out of condensation. Just water condensation is water. But what you just said made help clear the picture up for me. He's extracting the condensation and sounds like he's containing it and finding a way to put it together for in a potable way. Potable meaning consumable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
You can't just drink water out the air because you got coal ash.
Right.
You got
all that.
All that. Yeah. So.
It's worth looking into.
Oh yeah. No, 100. I just told you about how I do water. So I'm with that. MosesWestFoundation.org. Is that it? All right, bet. All right, man. So let's jump into it. Since you already on the mic, man, let's make this an interactive conversation between you and I. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you. Other day, I was driving as I normally do, and I'm a good driver. On my driver's license, it says so. It says good driver or something like that, safe driver or something. And so I'm going down the street, and I live in the hood where people don't care about driving laws. They just do whatever they want to do. So I'm on this street that will accommodate at least 3 cars at the same time. Like 3 cars can be on that roadway in the same, next to each other at the same time. So a car could be here, a car could be here, a car could be there at the same time on this roadway. So I'm going down this roadway. But these fools parked right here at the corner. Like, so it's the intersection right here. You got to see, you're not looking at the picture I'm drawing. It's an intersection right here. I'm going down this street. It's an intersection right here. I just passed the intersection. And this big truck parked on the opposite side, facing the wrong way, is right at the mouth of the intersection. And it's some other people, fools, in contravention of city ordinance, perhaps even state law, parked right at the mouth of the intersection. And I'm coming between those cars. And there's a car coming toward me. So I'm heading south in between these cars, just, leaving the mouth of the intersection, while this car is coming north towards me. Now, on this car, this car has sidewalk on her side. On its side. And instead of stopping, pulling over to the side at the sidewalk, this car, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get out the intersection so I won't clog up traffic, don't get hit by some fool running the stop sign or doing something stupid. I'm trying to get out the mouth of the intersection and get on up the road. And instead of allowing me passage, pulling over to the sidewalk and allowing me passage, this person pulled right up in front of me. And now we bumper to bumper, head to head. And you know what I did? I put my car in park and waited. Yeah, wait. I got time. At the worst case, I was on the way to pick up my daughter from school, which was probably about 5 minutes away. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to pay like $10 an hour or $10.30 minutes. I don't know whatever it is for the aftercare. But she was gonna be all right. But I got time, because what I'm not gonna do is back up into the intersection. Why would I back my car up into the intersection and risk some fool hitting me or cause a traffic jam? It seems to me, I've been driving 31 years. In my mind, it seems to me the best move, even though didn't pull over at the initially it seems the best, safest move for everybody. Back up, pull over by the sidewalk where you can't block traffic. No car, you can't get hit by a car. That's the safest, smartest move. Now, that person gonna do that right here. Just bam, bull nose. I can't go, you can't go. So now we just I don't know who in the car. I can't tell a man, woman, whatever. I don't care. But you will find out at the end of the story. As a matter of fact, you find out right now it was a woman. Because she get out the car, she filming and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just chilling, man, like, just waiting for the person to back up. And finally, I get out the car because, she just, she done approached the car and I don't want to be a sitting duck in the car. So she, she approached the car. I get out the car, and now she's hollering, why you don't just back up? I'm like, it's an intersection behind me. I don't want to be in the intersection. Then she gonna say, I can't back up. My reverse broke. And I don't know if it's true or not. Then she started crying, and I might tell you about that one day. But that crying don't work on me. It used to work. My mom used to cry all the time when I did something she ain't like. And I came home one day with a Too Short tape. When Too Short, it wasn't no such thing as commercial rap back then, So, yeah, it was a Too Short tape. And, man, my mama heard that Too Short tape. And when I came home from school, my mom was in my room on the side of my bed crying. I can't believe that my son listened to this type of stuff. And, man, I felt so bad. I tore up all my rap tapes. But, after a while, that started working on me, man. You cry all you want to. So she cried, I got to go get my daughter. I got to go get married, too. Why don't you just back up? My reverse don't work. Why would you run yourself into a situation you can't back out of? Why you didn't just pull over in the first place? So, that whole thing just started me thinking about crazy people and how they drive. Like, who? Like, all the people on the side that was parked on the wrong side of the road. Who the hell do that? Come on, DJ CEO, talk to me. Oh, no, mystery man, talk to me. What you think about that parking on the opposite side of the road? Because listen, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I'm gonna tell you about everybody who wrong. Number one, the people who park right. Number one, they wrong for parking at the mouth of the intersection. Because when you turn, you can't. It's hard to get around them. They at the mouth. I'm sure the city ordinance said it got to be like 15, 20 feet back to allow, some kind of clearance, if you have to pull over to the side or something. But anyway, these people done drove down the street and for some reason thought it was a good idea to head into opposite traffic and park on this side of the road. What you think about that?
Where is the popo when you really need him?
Okay. I just think that's crazy.
It is crazy. But, had you have an officer of the law doing what they should be doing.
All it might be shot.
Maybe perhaps directing traffic or ensuring that the traffic is flowing properly, then they could have resolved that. But in your case, you decided to just park your car. Now,
hold on. I want to talk about these people first.
Right.
I want to just talk about what do you think is going on in the minds of people who decide to drive down the street and cut across into oncoming traffic and park on the opposite side, the wrong side of the road? Keeping in mind that when they get ready to take off, they got to take off and come back into oncoming traffic. Like, what do you think about those drivers?
Those kind of drivers that's why insurance rates are high, because you have those kinds of drivers.
What's wrong with them, though? That's what I'm trying to get at. What is wrong with them? What's on their mind?
Nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely
Well,
nothing. And driving is probably not one of them.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So now we want to get back to my situation.
So
we're going to the middle now.
Now. So what made you stop and park? Put your car in park.
I wasn't going back into no intersection.
And why would you have to back up into the intersection?
There was no other way for me to go.
So
she blocking my ability to go forward. The vehicle that's parked on the wrong side of the road is right next to me. That's what I'm saying. As soon as you turn,
did they get out of the car?
Well,
the vehicle that was blocking you. Did those people get out of the car?
The vehicle in front of me?
Yeah.
So because I was blocked in on both sides and in front. As soon as you turn the corner, I didn't turn the corner. I was heading straight. But as soon as you get to the corner, as soon as you cross the intersection, the vehicle that was parked on the wrong side of the road is right at the corner. Ain't no space. It's right at the corner. The other vehicle that was parked on my left side is right at the corner. And then the vehicle that approached me instead of pulling over to the side was right in front of me.
So how did you resolve it?
Oh, so after this person crying about she can't move the car, whatever, these people who were parked over here got out and pushed her car back because she said she couldn't reverse. So they pushed her car back, and then I was able to proceed forward.
Oh, okay. So now the person that said,
but I'm just saying, I just want to say, you said why didn't I back up? I mean, because if I back up, I'm in an intersection, and I'm not with that.
right?
Because people run stop signs. I could block traffic 3 ways. You know, so I was like, why don't you just back up? And of course, I ain't know that the people that reverse didn't work.
The reverse didn't work.
Who the hell know that? Who drive a car and the reverse don't work?
Well, I've had a car where my reverse wasn't working for a while. I mean, I've been there.
Hold on, but did you put yourself in a situation that you couldn't reverse?
No.
Right
And when
then.
you know your reverse is not working,
Okay.
always avoid situations where you have to
Well,
use
you might
reverse.
have to. Well, you might have to, because I've been there too.
Yes.
I remember I was at the Cotton Club on the other side of Albany. I was on the east side of Albany and I was in that little parking lot right there, and I got in my
The one across the street from the from the Cotton Club.
Yeah, the parking lot right on the west side, right across the street of Albany. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in my Tahoe, and I done drove up and down, and I done put it in reverse. 'Cause I'm finna back out
And you can't go.
doing that. And so, fortunately, it was a Tahoe.
You in the Tahoe. You just go right over the curb.
Right off the curb.
Yeah.
And you know what I did?
What?
Drove home, and you know what I did? Called a tow truck. And got my transmission fixed.
Well, but everybody can't do that.
But I'm not saying everybody can, but what I didn't do, I ain't put myself in a situation where I couldn't reverse.
You parked on the street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't. Not where I couldn't reverse. So I'm saying, even if you know, if you know your reverse ain't working, what make you think my reverse working? So what make you think I can back up if you can't back up? So why when you could just pull over? And I'm just saying, just crazy drivers. So I mean, like people, but the main thing for me, like, that was just a situation that brought all of it to mind. Like these people who just, how you just come across traffic coming on the opposite side, heading towards you to park, facing traffic.
That's why they make attorneys.
Yes, so.
To help resolve
And
conflicts.
life insurance.
Yes, all those things.
Man, it's crazy. So I don't know if you remember or know it all, but I flew out of car 1998, December 28th, 1997. I flew out of car, broke my neck, broke my jaw. Was in bad shape. So I take this driving thing for real. Like I follow the rules. I don't mess around. Like people, the school zone, school zone speed limits. I don't mess around. I don't want to see nobody child get hit. Hillsborough County, Tampa, always been at the top of the list for pedestrian deaths. I don't
Especially in our neighborhood.
Yes, and I don't play them games. I keep it for real, right? And so I'm just like, it just all that came together made me just say, what in the hell is wrong with people? Why you got to speed through a school zone? Why you just can't do the little 15 miles an hour for them little, I don't know what, maybe 100, 200 yards? How long a school zone? It ain't longer than 2 football fields, is it?
Some of them can be long.
Well, I ain't not in our neighborhood. Our schools ain't that big.
That's true.
Yeah. So I go to all the hood schools. Yeah, about 100, 200 yards. And so I just wanted, because you have some wisdom and experience. I just wonder, what you think about these people? What's wrong with these people who got to speed through school zones? Or let's talk about the pedestrians who, the crosswalk right here, but instead of walking through the crosswalk, they just gonna walk in the middle of traffic, holding their finger up like they
in church,
like they tipping out of the church, going to the bathroom, like they ass bumper proof, right? So like they got bumpers or they car proof or something. Like what's wrong with them? We gonna talk about it when we get back, man. Yeah, okay. Look, we already past break a little bit, so look, we'll be right back on the Life Now Show after this. If you want to talk about this, go ahead and call it. If you one of them crazy drivers who can help me understand what's going on, or one of them people who don't like to walk in the crosswalk, call me up. I'd love to hear your story right here on the Life Now Show, 813-444-9588.
Jazz at Miss Connie's House is brought to you by Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here for you.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837. 813.
Yo. Welcome back, world. All right. So, what we're gonna do is jump right back into this pedestrian and driving thing. But after that, though, I'd say we're gonna talk about Roe v. Wade. And what else I said we're gonna talk? Because all this, for me, all that kind of flow in together. I was good when I was a child. I was good at connecting the dots, and so I could connect the dots. So, anything else you want to say about the pedestrian? I mean, come on, man. Well, oh yeah, the question went on the table before we went to break. I should say, welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show. I'm your host, Life Malcolm. This is a call-in show. You can call in at 813-444-9588, and you should call in. And I said that before break. I said if you one of those pedestrians who don't, for whatever reason, like to walk in a crosswalk, just walk your ass across the street. I'd love to know why. You know, just pick any place where cars coming and just walk across the street. Please call in. Tell me why. Because to me, it's the craziest thing. Not only because you can get a ticket or, get harassed by the police and perhaps go to jail if you carrying stuff you shouldn't have or got a warrant and you stupid enough to let them check your ID or not stupid, but unlearned enough to let them check your ID or what have you. It's cars that can hit you and hurt you and kill you. So like it's a whole supposed to be a protection zone. Like why not just walk? I can't see myself in the. But I don't know if you can see my fingers. That's what I say. But why not just walk these many steps to the crosswalk and walk across? And why not just wait for the little flashing? Not the flashing. For the hand? No, it's not the hand. It's the man. Yeah. Why not wait for the man? Wait for the man. Why you gonna walk when it's the hand? Like, why? Like, do you think you car proof or like? Just call in and tell me. I really want to know. But in the meantime, we're gonna have the mystery man lean in on the conversation. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Do you do that?
I don't know.
Do
Yes, I
do.
do.
That?
I do.
Okay, why you do that?
I walk when the hand is up.
Oh, I was asking if you. Oh, you walk when the hand
I
up.
walk when the hand
Not
is up.
when the man is up.
When the man, now I walk when the man is up. But if the hand is up and no cars are coming, I'm walking.
Why?
Because why should I wait?
Because it's the law.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it the
It's
law?
Jaywalking.
It's called look both ways before you cross.
Jaywalking.
Jaywalking is walking
Okay.
outside of the intersection.
outside of the intersection. You crossing the intersection. You can't walk outside the intersection.
Well, yeah, you
mean
can.
outside of the crosswalk.
Yeah.
No,
So
jaywalking is walking when walking is where and when walking is not allowed. Go ahead, look it up.
okay, I'm gonna look it up now.
Go ahead.
Come on, I know you're the attorney, but you don't really know what you're always talking about. Do you like?
You're right.
Okay.
No, I don't. My wife makes that clear.
She does. She does.
Hey, hell, I'm gonna tell you, my children do too.
Jaywalking definition.
Go ahead.
You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
Cross or walk in the street or road unlawfully or without regard for approaching traffic.
Unlawfully. When that hand says don't walk, and you walk, that is unlawful.
Are you sure?
100%. You can get a ticket.
So it says the main reason that jaywalking is a crime is because traffic safety and preventing car accidents and pedestrian deaths. That's why jaywalking.
Yes, that's why when they say don't walk, they trying to prevent you from getting hit. That's why they say don't walk. Yes.
Do you know why they call it jaywalking?
Now that I don't know.
Well, contrary to popular belief, the term jaywalking does not derive from the shape of the letter J, referencing the path
Whoever
a jaywalker
thought that?
might have traveled when crossing the road.
Oh.
Rather, it comes from the fact that J-A-Y, used to be a generic term for someone who was an idiot, dully,
Makes sense to
rude,
me.
unsophisticated,
Yes.
poor, or simpleton.
Yes.
That's why it's called jaywalking.
Makes sense to me.
So basically
Yes.
what you're saying is,
Yes.
I'm dumb and stupid for doing that.
No.
That's
hold
what
on.
you're saying.
No, what you
No,
saying.
that's what you're
What
saying.
they said.
No.
No, you say that's what they said.
No, but that's
I'm just saying that I understand the etymology. I'm just saying I can see how the
from whence the word came.
Yeah,
Okay.
that J. I ain't know nothing about that shape of the J.
Okay, so-
but that idea that somebody just gonna just walk out like, cause I mean you don't know when the car coming. Cause I got the green light. I could turn right. I could turn left. And you just out here walking when the hand. You got it's a safety zone. When the man, you got safety. When the hand, anybody can hit you. Like what's that important? What's across the street? It means so much that you would risk getting hit by a car.
The other side.
Okay. You know, it was a thing that said, why did the chicken cross the road? Yeah, why did the chicken get killed in the road? that would Hillsborough County article. All right, switching gears.
Come on.
All right, this Roe v. Wade thing. What was I said I was gonna talk about? It was something else I thought I said. But this Roe v. Wade, personal accountability is the whole thing. Just personal accountability. You know, that's why I was gonna tie it into that. Like, people just don't want to follow the rules. People just don't want to follow the rules.
That's why they have lawyers.
Yes, I agree. But I cannot tell anybody to break the rules so they can become my client. So I'm not advocating breaking the rules. I'm advocating following the rules. But if you break the rules, then you need a lawyer. But just like traffic, I always tell my children that, and everybody, you know, I have an opportunity to talk to as much, or not necessarily as much, but as to have the kind of intimate and meaningful discussions I have with my children. I tell them, like, you know, there's no such thing as a car accident. I don't go for that car accident. If you hear me say that, it was just a holdover, a bad habit. Car crash. Because an accident presupposes that it's just some kind of happenstance. But when cars crash or when pedestrian gets hit by a car, it's because somebody wasn't doing something they were supposed to do.
They were breaking the law.
I ain't even saying that. Maybe not even breaking the law, but they weren't doing something they were supposed to do. I'll tell you why I say that. Let's say, and it could be breaking the law, but because what I would say is, Yeah, it might be breaking the law. Because I'm trying to think of a scenario. Because the thing that came to mind was like a pedestrian crossing the street at the same time a car also had the right of way, but I'm just not sure how. Oh, yeah.
I thought the pedestrian always has the right of way.
No.
No.
That means you don't have no right of way.
I mean, you could be
You
dead
have the
right.
right to stay. When
Okay.
that hand is there,
Right.
right to stay, not right of way, right to stay.
Mm.
Yeah. And so, but that's the thing. If a pedestrian gets hit by a car, it ain't no accident. The pedestrian wasn't looking out for the car, doing what he's supposed to do. And the driver wasn't looking out for the pedestrian, doing what he's supposed to do. And like good example of breaking the law. So let's say a car driving down the road, bike in the bicycle lane, right? And the bike kind of varied over into the bike's lane or the car's lane, or the car kind of went
Veered
over
over.
into the that's the word I was looking for, veered over into the bike's lane. Neither necessarily breaking the law, because it's not against the law necessarily. Well, it might be against the law, but it's not like ain't nobody gonna go to jail and get a ticket just for crossing the line a little bit. It happens, but both doing what both within confines of the law, but somebody wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. He not looking at biker, not looking out for him or herself. Driver not looking out for the biker. That kind of thing. So
Failure to maintain control.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, or be observant. And so I don't want to lock in the idea of not doing what you need to do to the idea of breaking the law, because I think it's more than that. That's not how so-called accidents occur. I mean, even at your house, for example, if you cut the tip of your finger off when you chopping tomatoes, you ain't break no law, but you wasn't doing something you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an accident. You weren't cutting properly. Maybe you was you had your attention divided.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Good
point.
Yeah. So I want to take it outside. For example, if you driving and you try to save your child from whatever, and you hit the person in front of you, you weren't necessarily breaking the law. Because there ain't no law say that you can't hit nobody in front of you if there's an emergency. As a matter of fact, that's a defense. But if somebody wasn't doing something they were supposed to do, because the person in front of them should have been looking at the person behind them. Because I'm looking all the time, bro. It's gonna be hard. It's a mystery to me how these people get hit by the wrong way driver. The people that you see it all the time, right? The people go up the street and man, except for that police who intentionally ran into the person. I don't believe that. Except for him. Now anybody I think could get killed by him because he intended to hit the person who was going the wrong way. But my whole thing is it's gonna be hard to hit me. It's gonna be hard. Front, back, side to side. It's gonna be hard. Now it's happened.
Okay.
But it's gonna be hard. And when the impact happens, it's gonna be minimal. Now the injuries might be maximum progressive. The injuries is gonna be maximum. That's why I need you to pay me. But the impact is gonna be minimal. Because I'm paying attention. But back to the Roe v. Wade. What people do is what people's reality is a sum total of what they do.
That's true.
All right. So do you know that the law says a man who does not within something like 2 years claim rights to a child kind of forfeits those rights to that child? You aware of that in Florida?
No, I was not.
Right. And the rationale behind that law is that the man knew when he had sex with that woman, it was possible that a child would come from that activity. Right? With me on that? I mean, that's the rationale. I ain't making this up. You can look it up yourself. I mean, you can look it up.
Right. Whether you have on a condom or whether you're taking birth control, the possibility still exists. Is that what you're saying?
That's what the law says. Because the man knew his conduct could produce a child. If that man did not do things to find out if the woman got pregnant, had a child, or whatever, and within 2 years, then he, generally speaking, forfeits those rights.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute, because I need to understand this.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm getting to a point.
Okay, so he can't claim that that's my baby after 2 years.
He can, but he done forfeited his rights. He's gonna have to jump through a whole lot. He's gonna have to do a whole lot of work.
Okay, so the next thing is why does the judge say you got to pay for that baby?
He might not have that situation, not that person.
Okay.
Yeah, because then now you got to prove paternity. And all, but I'm saying for a person, like say for example, if we're thinking about adoption,
okay,
right, and this guy who didn't exert or not exert, but assert his paternal rights.
His paternal rights. Right. I get it.
Who didn't exert his paternal rights within that 2-year time frame, and now the mother wants to give up the child. He can't come in and say no because he don't have no rights.
That's in the state of Florida.
This is Florida law.
Wow.
You know, and the state of Florida says the reason why is because if he cared about the child, if he wanted to be a parent, father, all that, he knew that what he did with that woman could have led to that.
But that's I think that's a real stretch.
I'm telling you what it says.
I know that's a real stretch. People have sex all the time.
Well, hold on.
So you're saying that every time you guys,
you know what? But that's the same rationale people use for child support. They say you knew that if you laid down and had sex with that woman, you could have had a baby. That's why you ought to pay.
Okay.
That's the same rationale that they use for child support. No difference.
Okay.
Right. But
they're not using it for that.
No, they use it for that. That's exactly they do use. That's the rationale they use for child support. Because a lot of men saying, "I ain't want to be no father. I ain't want you. It was just a one night stand." But the rationale behind tying that father or that person who never intended to be a father, husband, anything other than a one night stand to that fact is and not just law, but socially speaking,
is there any responsibility of the woman to inform the man?
But check
this your baby.
But check what I'm getting at. I don't know. I don't know if there's no legal responsibility to that. Morally, perhaps.
It should be.
Morally, perhaps.
If you holding one.
But check what I'm getting.
Come on.
Check what I'm getting at.
Come on.
By the same token, if a man should pay child support because if a man risks losing his rights to a child because he didn't assert those rights, although he knew a baby could come out of that conduct, or a man has to pay child support even though he never intended to be a father because he knew that kind of consequence could come out of that situation. Why is it then that a woman, kind of like what you said, ain't held to the same thing? Why you get to have an abortion? Because you knew that what you did, aside from all the rape and all that, we're not talking about that. Talking about all, because most abortions don't come from rape. Let's be clear about that. Most abortions come from people who was out there doing what they knew could lead to babies, and they probably knew better than the man in some situations. Yeah.
Let's take a short break.
All right, let's take a short break. Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And yeah. On the Life Malcolm Show, talking about stuff that you want to talk about but don't.
Your favorite band rocks the charts at #1? It feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like #1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
Nestled in the heart of West Tampa, the Maduro Marauders Cigar Lounge offers a wide variety of premium cigars from Esteli, Nicaragua. In addition, the lounge offers a relaxed environment for you to come back, lay, chill, and relax and smoke a great cigar. Visit us at our brick and mortar location, 1944 West Main Street, Tampa, as well as online, www.maduromarauders.com.
Yo, all right back at it. It's the Life Malcolm Show. I'm your host, Life Malcolm. Call in, holler at me if you want to. If you don't, I understand. So, what I'm saying is this whole idea, and even we ain't got to talk about that law that you don't necessarily know about it, because we can't all agree about that because you don't know this. But I'm sure you heard if he laid down, he know that it was possible that she could get pregnant, so he ought to take on his responsibility. That's the social thing. You heard that before, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So same thing seems to go for women. You know, you knew that if you laid down, it was possible for you to get pregnant, so you just can't get rid of your responsibility by having an abortion. What you think about that? Come on.
I think that every woman has a right to choose what's about to happen.
Okay, look, and you're right. Go ahead. Every woman has the right to
choose what's about to happen
regarding the baby or regarding which one are you talking about? The sex or the baby?
The baby.
Okay. Right.
No, because we're talking abortion, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying I just want to make sure we're talking about consensual sex. Child.
Yeah. Consensual sex. Yeah. We ain't talking all that other crazy.
Now we're talking about right to choose whether they had a baby.
Correct.
Right.
If in fact she's pregnant.
Right.
So it takes a little time to determine that. So, but just as she has a right, I think a man also should have some input in that.
Input on what?
On whether or not the baby should come into the world.
Okay.
I think there should be some kind of an agreement, and that if they can't agree, then that perhaps then it could ultimately end up being her decision. But I think she should not have just the sole decision without any consultation from the partner.
Let me tell you what I think. The woman should have all the right in the world to choose whether she wants to be a mother. I'm all right with that. All the rights in the world. It should be all her choice whether she wants to be a mother. And at the end of the day, the father should have the right to choose whether he wants to be a father. Responsible for that child. Yeah, so if the woman say, we had a one-night stand, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it, okay, because I want to be a mother. Okay, that's good. That's your decision. Good, baby. You made that decision. Your life, your consequences, your choices. And now if the man say, we laid down together, you got pregnant, I don't want to be a father. I don't want nothing to do with that child over there. That's his choice. Shouldn't be no state intervention. Saying that, no, you knew what you was doing, so you got to support it. Well, she knew what she was doing, so she can't abort it. Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. He knew what you were doing, so you got to support it.
But the law doesn't say that. See, the law does not give.
But now it does.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, well, hold on. Well, in some states, wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm listening.
What just happened with the new Roe v. Wade situation says, now you knew what you was doing, now you can't abort it.
They just putting all a burden on the woman. They ain't the man still scot free.
No, he still gotta support it. He's still gonna have to support it. That's what changed. What changed.
The law does not say that if she has a baby, the man gotta support it. It doesn't say that.
Oh, 100.
Florida
law.
Now,
Florida law.
No, you just said Florida law said if you don't claim the baby in 2 years, you ain't,
Yeah, but so we talk. We're talking about situations where the father's identified and all. We not. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that the man still, if because she may choose not to take him to court for child support.
She ain't got to take him to court. All she got to do is go apply for support. And the DOR will step in.
Yeah. Okay, so
and the DOR will step in and say, you knew what you was doing.
So my point on all of this is because my wife and I, we promote marriage and family. So I just believe that a man should marry a woman and have, have
we
a
need
family.
To restart the show.
That's all I'm saying.
We might go over. We might need to go over an hour if we go on with that. Because 100%. Hey, I just got off the phone with somebody a little bit ago, telling them that the reality is, in our community, we don't understand the science of mating. Mating is a science. If you look all throughout the animal kingdom, and we animals, mating is a science. the strongest look for the strongest. You know, that's all right.
And you're actually quite right.
Look here. I guarantee you one thing. How long you been married?
42 years.
I bet you when you found your wife, she caught your eye. She was attractive. I bet you when she saw you, you was attractive. I done seen y'all young pictures.
So
I'm just saying, but
right,
you know
right.
what? You ain't decided to have a family with the patchy-eyed woman, with the woman with one leg shorter than the other, with the woman with a goddamn pacemaker. No, you say, look, this look like something right here I can breed with. And and not only that, but build with.
Right. But
a lot of us don't have that science.
Well,
it's a science to that.
But it's an innate science.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
two
innate.
Parts. It's
two parts.
Okay.
The attraction is innate, but the idea of let me just say this right here, and I'll be quiet. It's this pastor named E.V. Hill. He preached his wife's funeral called A Baby.
Okay.
And one of the things he said is you gotta mate them up. He said one time a dude came to his house looking for his daughter, and he opened the door and say, He said, "Is so and so here?" He said, "No, she ain't for you."
Right.
Right.
You ain't the one.
You not for her. Yeah. And he like you gotta mate them up. You can't get no racehorses out of mules. And so when you talk about it's innate, all dogs gonna want to get this thing. I used to breed Rottweilers.
Okay.
And I used to have to. I shot a dog for being in my yard trying to get with my Rottweiler because I didn't want to messing up the breed. So the breed makes the physical thing.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get
so
that.
I'm saying you can't breed no Chihuahua with a Rottweiler and expect.
Well, you can. It just be a little bitty mean dog
and expect to get some kind of what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta mate them up, and I'm gonna tell you, colonizers know that. That's why them people that royal blood, King this, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the 18th, and all that.
Yeah,
you gotta mate them up. You can't. You gotta mate them up.
So okay. So all right. So let's get back to Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, our lives just like driving. Ain't no accidents. It's a sum of our actions, following the rules of mating, which many of us might not know.
What are they?
Rules of mating? Hell, I can't.
Is that another show?
It might be another show.
We might need to put that on pause for the next show.
Yeah. Let's do that for the next show. All right, for the next show.
Or whenever.
No.
Because I'd like to know what the rules of mating are.
There are rules.
There are?
They're 100%.
Is it more than 5 rules?
Let's I don't like talking about stuff I don't have a definite answer for.
Okay.
So but I promise you this, I'm gonna have a definite answer next time we talk about it.
Okay.
But just to wrap it up, the point about the whole Roe v. Wade thing I was getting across to my man when he and I spoke was that now the court's decision says that just like men did not get to choose whether they want it, just like the court just said, the recent Roe v. Wade decision just said, just like men, many men had to be fathers whether they wanted to be fathers or not. Now women have to be mothers whether they wanted to be mothers or not, based on the fact mainly that they did that sexual act they knew could lead to parenthood. And it's really icky funny to me that everybody in a tizzy because now it's on these people when it has been on men for a very long time. I mean, women who talking about, why if we don't want to be a mama, why should we have to be a mama? They should have been like that on the brother side when they were like, I don't want to be no daddy, I don't even know. I just saw that one night. We did it in the parking lot, and now she talking about his mind. Hey, he ain't want to be no father. Why he got to be a father? Why he can't just abort his fatherhood?
That's a pretty good argument.
And that's all I'm saying. And that's what Roe v. Wade just did, and everybody got a serious problem with it.
That's why we should be promoting marriage, and so
100 on that.
But here's the thing. But the thing is that it involves a lot of religiosity and I don't know if this is a word, but it involves a lot of religion.
No,
and if you can take
religiosity is good.
if you can take the religion out and then put in the natural instinct of it, it would have a better way of to me getting to our people. But that's a whole nother story.
And not just marriage, brother, but sticking together. Even if you don't want to go through the rigmarole of the ceremony, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, but there's some people that just that just ain't their thing. I mean, like what's that dude, the actor Samuel Jackson? So I don't know if he ever been, but just to stick with it, you know, just to be family more than marriage. For me, family. More than the whole idea of marriage. Marriage is good.
My daddy used to say stick-to-itiveness.
Yes.
Okay, Pop.
Yes. 100.
Stick-to-itiveness.
100. Yeah. All right. So I know we probably ran a little over time. And listen, I really appreciate y'all tuning in as long as you did. Love y'all so much, man. It's the Life Balcony. So we coming back with some of this, man. I know it's a tough conversation, but y'all ought to get into it with me to lighten the load. And we'll talk in the near future.